in Money Watch. Well, we are less than a week away from the April 18th tax deadline.
Oh, Tanya, we are in trouble.
Yes.
If you are like us and you haven't filed your taxes yet. Clearly, time is running out to do so. For many Americans who invested in cryptocurrencies during quarantine, there's also growing confusion over how to file taxes for their newly acquired digital assets. Humphrey Yang joins us now for more on this. He is an investing expert at TurboTax. Humphrey, thanks for joining us. So we saw this crypto boom during the coronavirus pandemic. There's also a lot of people who maybe got into it for fun, but don't exactly know what they're doing, especially when it comes to paying taxes on it. So what do cryptocurrency investors and NFT owners need to know in order to file accordingly this tax season?
For sure. Thanks for having me on. I would say the first thing that they should know is that cryptocurrency is treated as property by the IRS. So similar to a stock investment, you would be paying short-term capital gains or long-term capital gains on those cryptocurrency purchases that you have, depending on how long you held the cryptocurrency for. So if you held it for less than a year, you'll be paying short-term capital gains. And if you hold it for longer than a year, then you get a better tax rate at a lower rate because it's considered long-term capital gains.
That is very interesting and useful information. So I guess if you hold on to it for longer than a year, you're in a better situation right now, now that taxes are due. So how do taxes on cryptocurrencies differ from, let's say, the taxes that you pay on stocks?
It's actually very similar when it comes to cryptocurrency and stocks, but I would say the biggest difference that a lot of new investors are going to run into, especially if they invest in NFTs, is that the NFT taxes are a little bit different. And it's kind of like, when it comes to NFT taxes, you are on your own. You kind of have to do your own record keeping. And I think that is the part that might throw some investors off. So when it comes to buying and selling an NFT, every time you buy an NFT, you usually buy the NFT in that native cryptocurrency currency. So let's say you buy it with Ethereum. The Ethereum has a dollar value tied to it. So everything goes back to the dollar value. And that's what the IRS really cares about. So when you buy an Ethereum NFT for, let's say, one Ethereum, that might be worth $3,000 at the time. But if you acquired that one Ethereum, let's say you bought Ethereum early on in the year and you bought it for $2,000, that same one Ethereum, you have $1,000 gain on the Ethereum. So whenever you buy the NFT, you have to convert it back to dollars. You have to figure out what you gained on that NFT, on the Ethereum purchase, and then you can report your taxes that way. And it works the same way when you sell it too. So it can be a little confusing for those NFT investors.
So it does sound a little confusing. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are scratching their heads out there. But it sounds like, if we're just going to make it plain, just like if you were selling stocks, anytime you sell and you have a gain on that, that's when you pay taxes on it. And so unlike art, or even I guess in the case of if you were buying art, which is what people think of often with NFTs, if you are selling stocks, if you're selling cryptocurrency in order to buy that NFT, that's when you're paying taxes on it. Is that basically getting it right, Humphrey?
That is correct, yes. And the whole thing is with NFTs, because it works so seamlessly, sometimes people don't understand that or don't realize that their Ethereum is being sold for dollars, which is then used to buy the NFT. But at the end of the day, you just have to know that if you're making a gain on that investment, you will be owing taxes. But if you make a loss on those investments, you can deduct that against your taxable income, up to $3,000 in any calendar year.
Sounds like the IRS needs a whole new department to deal with all of this. It's probably new for them too.
They are a little bit backed up, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Humphrey Yang, thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.